Can your car insurance raise your rates if you were in an accident? Maybe, right? This is state by state, so I'm going to be speaking about Florida. It really depends on a couple of things. In Florida, if the insurance company wants to raise your rates, they have to have a legitimate basis to do so. Now, there may be market constraints or maybe other things outside of you being in an accident that they can legitimately consider when issuing your next rate when it's time to renew. But Florida law is very clear. You cannot be in a position where they raise your accident rates if you were in an accident, if the accident was not your fault. Meaning, just because you were in an accident, that doesn't mean that they get to raise your rates. In fact, there's a Florida statute that says that the insurance company cannot raise your rates for an accident unless there is information in its file that gives them a good faith basis, a substantial reason to believe that you were at fault. If that's not the case, that cannot be the reason why your rates go up. So it really just depends on whether you were at fault or you were not at fault. Now, there's another thing at play, which is the amount of accidents. So while they cannot use a fact that you were in an accident that was not your fault to raise your rates, if you were in 3 or more accidents within a certain amount of time, they can actually drop you altogether. So you got to think about that. Or just because you were in an accident that was not your fault doesn't necessarily mean that nothing bad is going to happen to your insurance. It just means that that one accident cannot be used to raise your rates. Anyway, if you did not know, now you know.